lymph nodes. And the lymph nodes, as you probably know, or if you don't know, are the devices that would go throughout the entire body. So it could have spread somewhere else in my body. I was blessed in that they did not find it anywhere in my lymph nodes. So I only took 6 treatments of chemo. I did not have to take radiation. And so after the chemo was completed, I had the surgery in March, and I was finished with the chemo by December. Only because I had trouble with, they put what is called a portacast inside of you so that when they actually put the chemo is a liquid, and when they put that liquid in you, they put a needle that goes through the portacast, and then they hang the bags of chemo, and you have to sit there and receive the chemo, which will kill the cancer cells. At the same time, it also kills good cells. So that's why chemo makes you weak. They tell you to stay away from younger children who may have colds and other issues and diseases because then you have a problem with catching anything while your immune system in your body is very low. So I couldn't be around smaller children. But I only have 2 children, and they were high school age. And so chemo was rough. I did lose all of my hair. I was balder than him. I was just slick. And they told me that it would cut, if I did not lose it within 21 days, I would be fine on the 21st day. When I sat down and did one of those numbers, I had a lock of hair. And I kept doing that, and the hair just kept coming off until finally all of it did come out, and I went to a barber and just had him to make it clean. And so I was totally bald. I used big earrings and a lot of lipstick and tried to look like a little lady, an older lady, but because I was in my 50s. And so I went through it, but I enjoyed being bald because I never had a bad hair day. It was always a good thing. I always kept a towel because if I got caught in the rain, just wipe my head off and I was good to go. So it worked well for me. And I enjoyed having that lack of having to go to the hairdresser. You know how it is, ladies. You have to go every 2 weeks or every week. I didn't have to worry about that. It was all great. So, and it doesn't always come back. They say it comes back like baby's hair. And that's not for everybody. It didn't work for me. So it is what it is, but I'm blessed and happy to be alive. So that's my short version. All right, so any questions? Oh, somebody has a question for me, I know. Yes, sir.
Were you scared?
No, not really. When the doctor told me, because of the way it came about, I went in, I had a test, I had gone to the doctor for something totally different. He said, oh, well, you need to see you need to go back and have a biopsy. And so I did do that, and when he said, I need you to come in and talk to me, I knew then that he was going to say it was cancer. So my only question was how soon you could go ahead and take it out and take it off or do whatever you need to do. And so I was not afraid at that point.
How'd you get it?
It came because, like I said, inheritance and probably bad eating habits and not going on and doing mammograms, self-checks. I had just changed from being a teacher to a counselor. I worked at Smiley, and I felt I couldn't stop to go and take a mammogram. And when I did go, and the lady gave me the mammogram, she said, oh, who found your problem? And I said, what problem? And so she said, do you have time? Well, then I had time. So it just lets you know you have time to do what is necessary. At the time, I thought I didn't have time, but I did. And I made time. And so, to save my life, because I had a son in 11th grade and a daughter in 10th grade. And so I wanted them to be okay. Yes, sir.
The year that you was diagnosed with breast cancer, Was that hard for you?
It was hard only because the chemo was hard. I could deal with the mastectomy. I could deal with having to do I had drainage bags and so forth, and I had to empty those 3, 4, 5 times a day, and I had 2 because I had a double. And I could deal with all of that. The chemo just slowed me down. I don't have the strength that I once had. My feet went numb, my hands and my feet turned black, my tongue turned black. If you ever seen a small baby, they get what's called thrash. Thrash is like a coating, a milk coating on their tongue. That occurred, and I couldn't taste my food. I didn't want to eat. I ate a lot of tomatoes, and I just had a problem. I had no taste. As you can tell, I love to eat. Don't like to cook, but I love to eat. And I couldn't taste any other food, and I'm a big seafood lover. And I could not taste any of that, and that was the hardest part. But I knew I had to eat in order to take the chemo to get better. And so my faith carried me through in God, and I have a very strong husband who just said, it's just a little cancer, we'll take care of it. And that's how we told the children that I had cancer. So he said, your mama has a little cancer, but we're gonna take care of it. And when we didn't panic, they didn't panic. Even though I know it did bother them, because my sister had it on one side, I had it on both sides. My sister passed, and they just knew that if I had it on both sides, then I would pass also. But I'm still here, alive and well. So it worked well. Yes. Yes.
What was your first thought when you were diagnosed with breast cancer?
My first thought is, what am I going to do? What is going to happen? I had a friend, my best friend, had breast cancer prior to my having it, and I would go with her to her treatments, and I even went with her to a support group, and I went as a friend of a breast cancer survivor, and so I knew a lot of the information, plus I said my sister had it, so I knew about it, but my biggest thought is, okay, what am I going to do? And then I had a lot of support. I worked at Smiley High School, and all of the staff and the people there prayed with me. They gave me gifts before I left. The ROTC, thank you. You know, we get old, we can't say everything all the time. But ROTC gave me a big, big basket, and there was a young man there who was an Elvis Presley what you call it? Impersonator. Yeah, good. Okay, impersonator. And he dressed up as Elvis, and they did a concert just for me in the office when I was a counselor, and gave me a big basket of fruit snacks. That was one of my favorite things to have. And so I had gifts galore, a lot of people that prayed with me and kept my spirits up, and it helped me through it. And a lot of family support. What the other question?
What is your message to young girls?
Okay, if you have a family history, do your breast exams, because it's not an age thing. I got mine when I was older, but I know of women who are in their 20s and even teenagers who can have breast cancer. If you know you have a family history, and even fellas, you do understand that breast is nothing more than a muscle. Therefore, you can get breast cancer also. So make sure you go ahead and take care of that. And do your breast exams with the 2 fingers. You go in a clockwise position all the way around your breast to see if you feel a lump. The difference in lumps, because I've always been told I was cystic, meaning that I had natural lumps. But the difference in a cystic lump and a cancer lump, the cancer lump will have edges. So if you feeling for the cancer and you feel a lump and the edges are rough on the top, then you need to go and have that checked. If you have soreness and it's not natural, you need to have that checked. If you see darkness around the breast, have that checked. If you have leakage of the breast, have that checked. So if you have a family history, just check it out. Don't wait. I have my daughter to check it, and then we did the test that would tell whether or not she is prone to have it. Of course.